Hey, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's That's Cool Drink. It's 7 o'clock. That's when we do That's Cool Drink. But tonight's going to be fun. We have the Martins on. Really, really cool. So Travis and Amanda. Travis has the fourth gen catfish Camaro that has like wreaked havoc on the rowdy radial category with that little 235 tire on that car. And has just done some damage out there since I think they've had that car since 2020 at I think the RaceWeek event when that opened up, and then they also brought Amanda's G8 out with them as well, and they had Kendall with them with the car seat in the back. It was super cool. So they that was sort of their world with that, but we're gonna have them on tonight. It's gonna be super fun, guys. So much cool stuff coming up. Sick week next week, so I will not be on here. No, that's not true. I'm sorry. The 4th, I've got Gary Putnam on. The week after that is sick week. I will not be on here. So next week, I've got Gary Putnam, his first podcast. That's not his own hosted podcast. So that's going to be a fun one for sure. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We are going to have some fun tonight with the Martins. And without further ado, the fancy count. All right. So, like I said, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the Martins. Hey!
What's going on?
Man, you have a torn up Camaro behind you.
Yeah, missing a lot of parts yet.
That'll happen. And, unfortunately, heard just a couple of days ago you guys had to bow out of Rocky Mountain and just can't get parts to do it in time. So without a race car, you can't do race car junk. So
yep. Could always do the plan B, but I don't think it's right.
I don't think nobody wants my Jeep on the track, so I think our plan B sucks.
Yeah. I hear that. But any chance of any kind of drag and drive for this year for you guys? Because I know you have a lot on your plate, so it would surprise me actually to see you guys out there.
Still looking at doing Back to the Streets.
Okay.
Which is one just north of us up in Detroit.
Awesome.
So hopefully making that. I think that's September time frame, if I remember right.
Okay. All right. Is that a 3-dayer deal?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Well, you need redemption anyways, because he did it last year and broke in the middle of it. So
yeah,
I think there's some redemption.
First drag and drive I haven't completed, so I got to check that one off.
Yeah. No, the redemption week or weekend is always the sweetest one for sure. Yeah, I broke my car at Kearney twice in nearly the same pit stall. I think they were only one away from each other, and so yes, when I finally drove away from Kearney. It was a pretty sweet one.
Yep.
So I get it. What do you got going with the car right now? Let's just dive into that and what's kind of what's happening. What's stopping you from having it complete?
So right now, still waiting on motor. Ended up having to get new pistons for it. Those came in. Or they didn't come in. They shipped, then they went back on back order because they had an issue with the batch. And that's been a very lengthy process trying to get pistons. They finally showed up about 2.5 weeks ago, still waiting on the motor to get completed. But really at this point, it's going to be rushing and made a lot of changes this winter. Took it more back to a street car setup, all glass, everything else in it.
Cool.
And with no testing and all the changes, it's going to be too much right now trying to make it.
No, I get it. I mean, it's if it were easy, everyone would do it.
Yep.
it's this stuff isn't for the weak and isn't for the poor.
Yep.
And on top of that, you guys you're building your dream house.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Like at the same, like literally right now, like you're
Yes.
built, like it's happening. Like this was a few days ago.
Yep.
Yep. That
Yeah.
is definitely the forever house right now.
Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yep. Thank you.
That's what a cool accomplishment, and to have your spot that like this is our homestead. This is our thing, and that's got to be a damn good feeling.
Yep.
It's been a lot of time coming. We tried to do it before COVID, and you could never find land. And, we just happened to come across 3.5 acres past November, and it's like, it's now or never. It's
Right.
a horrible time to build. I don't recommend it when interest rates are 7% and everything's stupid high, but
if you have the
can't
chance,
Yep,
like
you
you
can't
have the
control it.
chance.
Mhm.
Yep.
And who knows, like you could roll the dice and next week it's 12%.
Yep.
And you guys will look like total geniuses. It never works out that way for me. I'm always I'm in the slow line at the grocery store. I'm the guy that's like, man, what would be cool is to buy some land, like maybe with a racetrack on it and build a house on it and then get canned like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sort of my move there. So, but yeah, congrats on that. That is what a super cool accomplishment. And in the middle of, like we were talking kind of backstage, like that thing.
Yeah.
Over your shoulder there. That's also a money vacuum. And, and your parents too. So you got a kid, and that's, she's not free. She's kind of a walking bill. So, everything happening at the same time, I'm sure is a strain, but I'm super duper excited for you guys. Like life wise, that's
thank you.
Very cool.
I mean, I haven't even canceled my hotels for Rocky Mountain. Like that's how mad and upset I am. Even though he told me a week ago, it's not happening, Amanda. I still can't make myself cancel him, even though we've told June and we're thrilled for the person off the wait list that gets to come take that spot because
but you're
we
like,
deserve that opportunity that we've gotten for the years and stuff. But it's
totally.
still that as much as this costs and as much as we've got going on, I think that is such something that I was looking forward to, and I hate that we're not doing. But
no, for sure.
There'll be other years or something.
Yep, they'll be, and next year is going to be insano.
Yep.
So you've got that to look forward to, and you're welcome, or I'm sorry in advance. And if you want, I just got like a totally fresh 200,000 mile LS2 just sitting on my garage floor. I mean, I donate that to the cause.
Yeah, don't threaten me with a good time now, Adam.
I don't have a job or shit. I mean, I can drive. I'm just saying.
I like where this is headed right now.
Hit me up after the show. Oh man, we're already getting some like great questions in here. Matt Kading wants to know about the time you both won at the same event.
Oh, and that's the event I won more money at. Yeah.
Right. Yep. And Brooks wants to know about this too. So if you guys don't know, in Rocky Mountain Hot Week, it was Rocky Mountain Oven Week.
Mm-hmm.
It was the hottest damn week in existence, and we were racing cars at it because we're morons. Like the entire week, the heat was way in the 90s, and we were over 100 a couple of days. It was brutal. The air conditioners in the towers wouldn't even keep up. It was terrible. I was there with you, not really, totally, but it was 90.
That
a couple of those.
A miserable week.
But right, but so Amanda joins in with the BMF reaction timeshares. I called them the reaction time mobiles. It was that was pretty good, but she ended up in the finals of that deal and won it the same year that Travis won Rowdy Radial and
won the shootout.
The shootout, right, exactly.
And I still won more money than him.
And you still won more money than him. Yeah, that was.
It's not
that was
about
awesome.
the money, Adam.
It's not.
It's not.
It's really not. But no, that was like what a cool deal.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like another kind of Rocky Mountain Race Week sort of deal. And Sick Week does a good job with this as well. Is they really include co-pilots and stuff, and they include the Road Week people and with stuff. So, you know, I mean, not like you don't have anything to do. I mean, you're campaigning a extremely quick car, and it's just you two because there's no back seat because race car. So like that's it. Like you get that with the your little bitty trailer. Now, did you even start with the trailer? I think you had to, right?
Yeah,
we always had
we've always had a trailer behind it.
Even with the G8, I think you guys had the trailer. Yep, because the trailer burnout with Kendall in the back seat.
Another
was excellent.
I still watch that video every time it pops up.
It's such a good one. I wasn't able to find it beforehand. I was digging for it. I'm sure I could find it if I had a little bit more time, but it's awesome. Like Travis is doing the selfie out the window, and Amanda's driving and doing this wicked hellacious trailer burnout, and the back end gets squirrely, and the camera turns just right. You can see Kendall in the back in her car seat, and she's laughing.
Yeah,
I mean, she's losing it. She's just loving it. So
that is the highlight of that video right there.
Hell yes, and the video of Amanda winning the reaction time challenge was also I mean a brutal week. And you go out there and you get a win in a fake thing, but it's just such a cool thing that you've been doing all week. And what a cool deal that the BMF folks put together. And you guys both got to win. And so when that happens, who buys the steak dinner?
We split the bill.
Okay. Yeah, I figured since she won more, she paid.
Yeah, I may have put about $10,000 in the car to make that event, so I think I still broke even.
Not about
Yeah.
For those not familiar, real quick, give us a rundown on the car. Power plant and stuff, and it's like a legit like low mile car, even, right?
Yeah. It's, if I were to guess now, chassis probably got 45,000 miles on it.
And so 10,000 of those are just getting the crap kicked out of it, 1/8 mile or 1/4 mile at a time.
Well, of course. Of course. There for a while, we were probably doing, I'd say, 250 to 300 passes a year on it.
Wow.
So we were racing every weekend, multiple events every weekend.
Wow.
We were going hard. Yep.
That's it kind of working. This is pretty recent, right?
That one's probably 2 years ago. That's at Dig or Die.
Yeah,
if I remember right.
Got it.
So, but it's a 2001 Camaro, dark block 427 LS base motor, twin force performance, 80 millimeter turbos. It's RPM transmission, turbo 400.
Sweet.
Holley Dominator ECU on it.
Attaboy.
And Midwest chassis Fab 9 in the back.
Cool.
Really, it's all parts you can buy pretty easily. But I really try to keep it as much of a street car as possible. Full interior, carpet door panels, every interior panel trimmed. Puke tank hidden in the back, can't see it, still put T-tops away in the back.
Right. And that's something you're building right now as well, right?
Yep. So I build the custom puke tanks for them for both sides of the car. Kind of got bored, a little hobby I picked up.
They use the antenna hole or something like that?
Yep. They go to factory body mount points back there and bolt right in, and then open up the antenna hole and drop the tube down through, and there you go. And
you're set. And it looks like, sort of like it was meant to be there ish.
Yeah.
I mean,
what you were doing, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, race car style. Like, you wouldn't take it to a car show, but at the racetrack, it looks legit.
Yep.
So you're doing those, and you're also doing the top of the engine like toolkits.
Yeah. Yep. So the organizer tray that sets right on the intake on the fuel rails, done pretty well. Sold quite a few of those.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things that absolutely got fed up always setting my tools either on the radiator or on the paint somewhere. Then you start nicking it. And
Right.
I mean, heck, you can set your beer on this tray now and not going to spill it. So it works great.
That's cool. Drink.
I think all his ideas come out of, he's been real good, especially since we have no motor in the last year. It's
Right.
like he's created things that he knows he needs it. He's got the brain to do it, which I'm glad he does, because
Right.
will help on that. But that he's been able to put a lot of this stuff together in our
Yeah.
little 3-car garage right now, which will hopefully lead to the shop and stuff. But
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Where can people look at the stuff?
Really, I put it just on my own Facebook page.
Just on your own Facebook?
Yep.
Sweet.
You
All
know,
right.
I'm not a big guy to try to market things and that.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if someone wants it, they can contact me, and I'm not going to push the sale, and kind of is what it is.
Yeah, totally. And whoa, big lightning behind
I
you
know,
there.
I was just like, it's lightning. Sorry. There you go.
Nice. Okay. We're going to party.
Yes.
Anyway, so back to the car. Sorry, we got off on the tangent with the cat. I wanted to push your stuff and throw a couple of bucks in your pocket. You're welcome.
All good. I'll take them right now.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Yeah, there you go. See all his little
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yes, but the spark plug organizer.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
That one's actually headed out to Zach Slevin.
Oh, sweet. Sweet. Hell yeah.
Contact me tonight wanting one.
Man, he actually has something that has an 8-cylinder now. Good for him. Or maybe he's just doing them. It's going to be for 2 cars.
I think he may have hit puberty.
Good for him. Man, he's all grown up.
Oh, we love that.
I'm
guy.
sure I'll be getting a text message later for that one.
Uh-huh. Yep. But anyway, so this thing makes some power. And it's pretty quick. I mean,
Yep.
what sort of power does that thing actually make, Professor?
With everything cranked up, it should be 2200 crank. Still trying to figure out the methanol tuning. That really kind of kicked my ass last year. So
Right.
we've been up on a lot of boost, but I don't think it's made that kind of power just yet. We did touch on it though. It had been last year on Street and Yeet when we got in some real good air and coasted to that 4.9 on the 26-inch tire.
Hell yeah.
So it's got promise. So I just got to get it figured out a little bit.
Right. And you've been running on the, pretty much track time on the little tire. And then when you put it on the street, going to a 28 1050 bias tire typically, right?
Yep. Yeah, typically it was the CO7 Hoosier that we ran for all the backside stuff.
Yep, absolutely. This is a great one. Like, we'll take it from the folks. Scott Bublitz wants to know.
Booblets.
Oh, is it Bublitz?
Yep, my Ingersoll contact.
He was also giving you crap about that yellow compressor.
I know. That's
Earlier.
probably the first time he's seen it.
Right.
I may have gotten a hell of a deal on it. Sorry, Scott.
They sell spray paint, so. But no, that's a great thing. I mean, you lost like a person.
Yep, I
Pretty
did.
much.
I've struggled. Not gonna lie, I put on, probably 25, 30 of those pounds back.
Right.
It's been a struggle this past year not having. I've gone 3 months without working in the garage. No car to work on, no nothing.
Right.
So it's been a struggle.
And garage is gym time for me.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of where I get any of my workout stuff in at all is bench pressing transmissions, and running a torque wrench is not for the faint of heart. Like, I threw my back out just, a couple of days ago. Shoot, I've got a 1/16 hole in my thumb because I hit it with a ratchet trying to take a socket off the end of an extension, and I missed and hit my thumb, and I was done for the night, thankfully. right? I mean, yeah, but you
Tools
you
are
have to
dangerous.
drill a 1/16 hole, and I mean that's that's gym time.
Yeah.
This is real life stuff. So, but no, you lost a ton of weight, and yeah, I mean, whatever, man. You put on 20, you'll take off 20. You put on
Yeah.
30. You
I
take
mean, it was.
it's life.
Mhm.
Yep.
But you look great, and like you just seem like a happier dude, like a healthier dude. It's been a cool thing to watch.
Well, I just don't stop drinking now. That's the thing.
Ah, boy.
Well, on keto, you can drink bourbon, we found out. Most
Mhm.
bourbon. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we ended up with a bourbon habit, unfortunately. So,
Well, and if nothing else, that's expensive.
another expensive hobby.
Uh-huh.
We
So
like good bourbon.
yeah, next you need to get into good cigars, and those are cheap. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Adam Hodson's in the house. Frank the
Oh,
Tank.
no.
Frank the Tank.
Oh, no.
Oh God.
Oh man. But how quick's the car been?
It's been high 470s on a 275 Radial Pro.
Wow.
So, which that was, it weighed in probably 3750 at that point. So it's not a lightweight car by any means.
No, it's 3750. It's still a torque arm car, right?
Correct.
So this is like bolt-in junk that you can get. Like you can pretty much build your car out of like the chassis out of Summit, for the most part, and you just have the cojones enough to throw them into the floorboard and put 2,500 horsepower in front of it all. But that's kind of the thing. Like you don't have, for the most part, a really high zoot race car.
No, it's it's still even stock style pan hard bar setup. It's not a wishbone. It's truly buy every suspension part off the internet if you want to.
It's wild.
So,
that's wild. So a really well into the 4-second range car right behind you.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. That's awesome. And pretty much mail order catalog that whole thing.
Yep. Now the front suspension's a little different. It's got, any video you've seen, it's got a lot of travel in the front end of it.
Right. And I put that picture up earlier. And if you're joining us later, sorry, you can't see pictures, but it's a 4x4 in the front of it. But the whole back half part is regular everyday stuff.
Yep. Even, the front stuff is it's parts you can buy offline. A little bit modified, but parts you can buy offline.
Heck yeah.
It's been crazy though, even like with the backtrack experience and what we've learned there, applying it to the front side stuff. It's, you can go cut 1 60 foots and there's 0 travel limiters in the front. It's running full 7 inches of travel up front on 1 teens, keeping the tire down all day.
Wow.
So it's crazy what you can learn from the multiple types of racing.
No, and that's no kidding. And it's kind of the old, like I learned to drive on a stick shift. If you can drive this, you can drive anything. If you can back half or backtrack race or street race, then for sure you can do prep race. Like, but if you start with the hardest stuff, then everything else gets easier.
Yep. But I will say we did a lot of front side stuff. I don't know, probably 2-3 years ago, all front side, never did any backside, no prep stuff.
Were you on radials or bias?
What'd you say?
Were you on radials or bias tires for your front side?
Radials.
Stuff? Okay.
For the front side stuff.
Okay.
That was all radial prep racing.
Yep.
But then we went backside, and the crazy thing is, it almost feels like we forgot how to go fast. We focused so hard on the backside stuff. There was a point where, we would go out, and the fast pass on certain tracks was, if you're running a 6.0 and the 8th on certain tracks, you're flying.
Right.
And it's, if you then came to me and said, hey, I need you to make a low 5-second pass, it was, I've got no freaking clue how to do that now.
Right. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then you could go put it on flypaper and it would just do it. Probably. I mean,
well, it was even on going to the sticky stuff. We forgot, what boost curves had to be, ramp in times.
Right.
It was insane when I, this past year, started focusing on radial prep stuff again and felt what a 160 foot felt like again.
Right.
So once I felt that, I was hooked on the radial stuff again. Yeah,
totally. And especially doing it on an itty bitty tire, because I think that kind of brings up both of the worlds together a little bit for you.
Yep. It's a fun challenge. That little tire, it takes definitely some tweaking to get it to work right.
Right. And I mean, kind of the same deal, like on a top end track, like, but again, you're on a radial, so it's less forgiving. Like if you spin it, you're done. It's, you've got to keep it hooked. So whereas the top end stuff, you almost need it to spin to make it work. So it's got to be such a totally different thing. But at the same time, you can see where one could be advantageous to another.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
But like you're saying, like all your tune stuff is kind of junk. Like you gotta start from nothing pretty much. Like you'll have an idea, but from here forward, but the whole first part of that you need to work on.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely makes it difficult flip-flopping back and forth between the two completely different chassis setups.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine. Like your logbook has got to be. Are you in charge of that, Amanda?
No, like he is so organized on that stuff. Even when I was racing, he has Excel sheets of all our runs and the temperature and our tire pressure. And he was always super good about that. But it kind of cracks me up even mentioning that when he's talking about switching between the types of racing. I think one thing that helped him, though, is when we would go to the tracks in the middle when it's 105 degrees, we like the crappy tracks. Matt was yelling at us, I think, because no, leave it. We don't need prep. We're actually happier. We don't need that thing prepped to the gills.
Because you're going to help that guy. We're better off here.
Yeah.
So don't help him by spraying the track.
Yes.
Yeah. Give me that crappy track. I'll take it every day.
Yep. We'll never complain about track prep. So,
man, let's step back a little bit. Your foray into drag and drive. Was the G8 your first dipping your toes?
No.
Or did you guys do some drag week?
He did drag week in the Camaro.
So when it was an NA LS1 combo, we did drag week in it a couple of times. That was the initial cherry pop.
Nice. The Cadillac just got home. Stevie just pulled up. She's been driving. She drove the Cadillac to work today, because I just put the new motor in it.
Yep.
And so she's breaking it in for me by taking it to work.
It's probably a good feeling knowing it made it back home.
I was keeping a half an eye on my phone when we started this, and I was like thinking, like, oh no, what if I have to go get her? Sorry guys, like, talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. No. So what year was that drag week?
First year.
Oh man, that was probably 2015.
Okay.
I would think it was early on.
NALS1.
Yep, that was running the 1150 bracket type class.
Yeah.
Because that was the same year as we both ran NMCA.
Okay.
With Derek. So we've known Derek since the beginning. That's why I said, knew you guys before you were cool, just saying. But we started NMCA. My car was new in 2009. We did NMCA in 2010. So we've been racing in some series probably for the past 15 years or something at this point. So.
Okay. So drag and drive 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing again until
So we did drag week several times, and then I don't know, what was it? Amanda was the one who started Race Week.
Yeah, so I got involved. I talked to, I don't know how I got talking to Mike Sleeper. Was the first person I ever talked to.
Don't talk to Mike Sleeper.
Where I met him from on stuff. Got talking to him, was interested in it, and and the rest was history. So I think we did 2017, 2018, one of those years was the first.
One of those. Right.
It's one of those. It's been a while.
Yep.
So he was the first one. We've always blamed him that it was him at this
That'll
point.
happen. Were those drag weeks in the Camaro?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, we never did anything in the G8 drag week wise.
Nice. And you didn't like change when did you get the Camaro? How long have you had that car?
Camaro got back in 2006. No.
Oh, it was before that, yeah.
It would have been 03. Got the Camaro. So it's one of the few people who've had my car for what now? 21 years.
And what year is it?
It's 01.
And you got it in 03.
Yep.
I had 17,000 miles on it or something when we got it.
Nice. So you got some history with that thing.
Oh yeah.
And it still only has 40,000 miles on it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it's
wild.
For many years I was one of those. I'm not touching it. I'm not doing anything to it. And then funny story on it. So that was the car that on our wedding day that was the car we took on our wedding day, and I may have spent my last couple dollars on Corsa exhaust for the car just to make that wedding day right.
Right.
Basically, he had no money I had to pay for the down payment of our house we were building because he spent his last $500 on exhaust. That is how we got married. What did I marry?
That happens. That's
My finger slipped on the checkout button.
That I understand. I mean, look where you are now. It's no big deal. I mean, ladies, take note. The chunky guy with the Camaro might be the one.
He's repaid himself. It's all right. He's done all right. So,
where the hell did you guys meet?
So 2002, when that was the kind of high pride. We met on the internet, actually. Super quiet girl, didn't want anything. I don't know about him. And we actually met through, I think a friend found my picture from something and showed it to him. And then we started talking, and that was that. It was pretty crazy.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So 22 years we've been together from that point. So.
It would have been 2002. We ended up meeting each other.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy with at that point, the car he had was it a 2001?
No, it was an 02 Chevy Cavalier.
Oh, yes.
So fart can exhaust.
And I raced the heck out of that thing.
Yep. Would go to our local track and race it.
Hell yeah. My best buddy growing up had one of those, and it was white. Oh yeah.
Fast and Furious days. So,
5 speed. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that's
neon underbodies, strobe lights, all the good stuff. It was a fun car.
It was a cool car. I'll admit.
She wanted to go to
swim
in Lake Travis.
Oh. Travis, kill your account, Scott.
Yeah, geez, what the heck? Oh God. So 2002, and then Amanda, did you have a history of car type stuff at all at that point?
I mean, not in this. We're from Indiana, so I grew up, Indy 500 type stuff was our big thing. My dad went to Car Day all the time we were young, would grab autographs. That was huge for us when we were young. So I always liked cars. I mean, I didn't have anything special before I met him, but I didn't have boy band photos. I had a Porsche Carrera GT poster in my room growing up. So
so it was in your blood.
I always liked this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I was always the tomboy.
Right,
so.
right. You were already ruined. You just you didn't know it yet.
Yep.
Yeah,
so.
you met him, and he was like, "Can I just check this out?
Yeah.
See this Camaro? Ooh, lady."
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's
man.
Cavalier, my Porsche Carrera GT. I'm like, that'll do. That'll be
I can make that work. And then he's like, let me talk to you about Our Lady of Turbos.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the we're gonna put $50,000 in my $10,000 car, honey. What do you think?
Oh, Jesus.
You into that?
Yeah, I think I'm on my 5th set of turbos now.
Well, that happens. You outgrow them.
A couple motors and a couple, I never envisioned us getting quite this deep into the hobby. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm thrilled he can do the majority of those things on his own, or he's taught himself, which is huge. I mean, that's been the big thing and I appreciate about him is we weren't given he wasn't given most of the knowledge. We've learned the hard way,
Right.
And I mean, he's always willing to help most people, a lot of times, but there's certain things it's like, I'm not going to give that to you because I had to learn the hard way on some of this stuff, the small details. So it's just,
that's kind of a Jason Tapscott thing, and he's got the fastest, quickest street car, naturally aspirated small block car on the spinning globe. It runs its ET cert at 850. It's sweet, and it's a 427 with a single 4-barrel. It's awesome, but he'll tell you, I will give you the combo to go 920.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to come up with the rest to go to 850.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to tell you how to beat me.
Yep.
I'll get you close.
Yep.
So you don't make it. And he's like, 920 NA is spicy. So, he's not giving you nothing.
Yeah.
So, I'll get you to there. It's up to you to come up with the rest of the 7.
Yeah.
On your own. And I think I get that. And I think anyone that understands this world gets that. Like, I'll help you to a point, but I'm not going to give you the sauce.
Yeah.
Yep. I think a lot of that's been, hanging out with Adam Hodson, Sean Finsler, and all those guys. It was a constant pushing of each other to do better. And, they would go out, they'd run a 10th better than you. Oh, well, I know it's possible. So it's always racing with faster guys, always pushes you to do better and better and better. And
I think you kind of have those peers, and everyone's kind of got it. You're all moving in the same rate, basically. So everyone kind of has the same stuff. So, your stock bottom end guys are doing their stock bottom end thing, and then they all blow up, and then they build
that never happens.
Never. No, never.
No.
That's not what they do.
No, Hodson has never grenaded a motor.
Never.
Once or twice at the same event.
And I mean, I think that was his, that was his Camaro. What's it called? I can't remember the name of it. Corporate. Right. Yep. Yeah, he grenaded it in the burnout box, one of them, I think. And
Jordan.
I think everyone was really super happy with him that weekend.
I'm pretty sure we turned our shirts inside out for that event because that was when we were in Georgia at not lights out. What was that when we were doing that?
That was Ducks Race.
Lights out. And
yes, good times. Maybe for you riding on the back of the flat rollback coming back to the pits.
Yeah, that's a nice cushy ride back there. Why you're not getting booed on the starting line again?
We've been extremely fortunate with the friends we've had and everything else. That it's given us the opportunity to learn, grow, push each other, learn what not to do, what to do, and just, it's been a great experience.
And that is what's nice with doing it with your buddies, again, is if they make a mistake, then you don't need to make that same mistake.
Yeah.
Like, let them learn. You can, that was a terrible idea.
That's why somebody never wanted to talk about him, and he knew about it. Sorry, Adam.
Dylan's wondering that why we have friends, or that we have friends.
No, we don't. It's all fake.
It's all internet. It's smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
Dang it, Billy.
Yes.
Yeah, and Adam said the tow truck driver hit some girls or hit on some girls.
I'm gonna shut this.
Oh, that was a trip. Definitely
Good.
a trip. I think Amanda's going to go shut the garage.
We're gonna
It's
get
starting
poured
to pour.
on.
Nice. Well, you need the moisture, right? Maybe.
It has been extremely wet here. It's put us behind about 3 weeks on the house.
Oh man, no good. No good. So while she's closing the door, I guess. So what got you in since you got her into cars and you ruined her? Great job. What got you into when did you decide like Cavalier life was for you?
Yeah, it was really. I mean, before the Cavalier, I had a 99 Z28 Camaro.
Okay.
That's white.
Yeah, that was white. That looked just like this one back here. Needless to say, don't give that to a high schooler. He will speed and wreck it.
Okay.
At the age of 16.
But ultimately, it was hanging out with friends.
Okay.
We ended up taking a friend trip down to Muncie Dragway, which is about an hour and 15 minutes south of us, and just started racing in a bracket program there. Mm-hmm. And I've always been, I can't leave anything alone. I always had to, growing up, tear something apart to see how it worked. Yeah. So mechanically, things just kind of came natural to me. I always wanted to learn. So growing up like that, it was a natural that, hey, let's see if I can modify a car and make it faster.
Right.
And
right. It makes sense. It just is what it is. Like I get it. That's part of the gig is you tinker a little bit and you learn a little bit and then you hang out with the right people or wrong. It depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah. They
right
make you
wrong
broke.
people.
It might be the wrong people. They make you go broke.
No, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, that's ultimately what kind of drove me to getting into cars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Are we losing you?
I hear ya.
I hear you.
Oh no, we're good. Yeah, we're caught up. Sorry, I had a little for just 1 second. But I think we're caught up. And
there's Mom.
Yep.
Oh boy, my mother's on here.
Apart. Yes, he is. He hasn't had a single drop tonight. He takes a drink.
She knows me better.
Oh man. So Dragon Drive's coming up. So you got the one in Michigan. What the heck is it called?
Back to the Streets.
Back to the Streets. Back to the Streets. Right.
So that's kind of it's a no prep kind of drag and drive.
Okay. All right.
So fun event there.
Yeah, for sure. And so will you do that one on the bias tires then?
Unsure. I think the class I may run, it's a more of a street class, and I believe it's a DOT tire requirement. So I'll probably just run that on a set of pros.
Okay. All right.
That'd be my plan.
Heck yeah. Adam says Back to the Streets was awesome. When are we going to see Amanda back out behind the wheel?
Yeah,
or something?
I mean, I've kind of retired. I mean, I will fully. Oh, stop. So, I kind of lost interest. So my car sat for about a year. I mean,
right.
Adam knows the fun story. Julesburg kind of did me in.
Understood.
Being around that. And I really and it's not Troy's fault by any means. I love that guy.
No,
I don't want to ever think that's a reason.
No. I think same deal. I think anyone that knows if you see something like that happen in front of you, that's a scary ass thing.
Yeah. And it's just, I never kind of wanted to get back into it after that. So, my G8, I kind of got to the point too. It was expensive to drive it. Like I found out, hey, a new bumper is $4,000 because you can't get them suckers. So I took advantage and sold it, while our daughter was getting everything. But, he's already got plans. When we get the house done in the shop, my goal is I've always wanted a 50s truck. is like an F100 or
Cool,
something.
like
Yep.
cruiser.
Yep. To be able to just cruise it, it would be fun to do drag and drive if Kendall would like to go with it, but put like an LS. I said 1,000 turbos in our house. We've got a whole motor here. We can pretty much put in something.
Right.
I've been hoarding parts to, I've got a couple of goodies for.
Yeah.
Right. Like you knew it was going to happen at some point, but
Some point.
Yes.
Some point. So
Well, and-
in the
and I
next
mean-
couple years.
and it's just I think we've talked about this before. Like it's tough being like an 11-second streetcar
Mhm.
is a really fast streetcar in every circle except ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody else in the world rides an 11-second streetcar and they will crap their pants.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you put Travis behind the wheel in an 11-second streetcar and he's yawning and changing the
Yeah,
radio
more than
station,
that.
and it's just a different thing for sure. And so I'm sure whatever you end up with will be spicy because you've had an 11-second streetcar. Like
Yeah.
that's a thing. Like it may not need to be that quick, but maybe in the 12s or something like that,
Yep.
and just kind of a fun, neat,
Yep.
reliable thing.
Yep.
Yep. I'm seeing though the flip side of things. We've been running the Camaro is, wake up 4 a.m. We got to get going early in the morning. Don't know what's happening. When I look back on like racing the G8 and stuff, it was like, yeah, we'll sleep in, we'll hang out with friends.
Air
and
conditioning.
Right.
It is so much more enjoyable.
It's a different experience.
Yeah.
It really
Yes.
is. And I'll caveat that with if your crap doesn't break. My Cadillac was to be my easy car.
Mhm.
I never had a problem with my Malibu ever. It was just it was hot and it was kind of annoying to drive, and I loved it, but it was like fish out of water. I was mid pack in the stick shift class. I had to slow it down too much to run an index, and it wasn't that much fun. So I was
Yep.
like, well, I'm just kind of like, it's fun for what it is. I just need a comfortable car. Like, screw it. I'm going to get this Cadillac. Broke it. Like, I fixed all that stuff now, but it cost me thousands of dollars and hours and hours and hours of bullcrap time at racetracks underneath it with hand tools like a moron. Like, yeah. So now that I've got it sorted, damn, it's nice. Like, you can drive over the speed limit
Yep.
and
Yes.
comfortable, and it doesn't stick out, and it's not loud. And in the kind of company that we keep, it's least likely to get pulled over.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of pluses for, yes, like, a little bit of comfort, and Pat Cook giving me shit. Yeah, we grudge raced and I missed third and he beat me. Yeah, not in like a 400cc motorcycle. Like, damn, just not good. But no, I get it. Like, I understand. But and Stevie says that I have not fixed third gear yet. She's driving it, so apparently I have more work to do
There you go.
on the Cadillac, which is fun. So, but no, I mean, like I said, I get it. But at the same time, when you can bring a car that can podium and or win each time, that's also fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun, but it's a lot of work. I mean, there's times where it's enjoyable, but there are a lot of times where it's a bear. So,
Right. I mean, I'm sure. I've campaigned cars up to your slowest car. So, I mean, the amount of work that goes into even just switching the thing in and out of street mode,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's got to be pretty intense,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
Mr.
did
Kern,
that.
no, they will not be joining us on 1.0. Unfortunately, parts issues, not able to get pistons, and even if they do, it will be such a quick turnaround with no testing. With again a 2,500 horsepower car, probably not smart, So
and that is one of the biggest reasons that Nick and the Washington guys, Donovan, like have become our second family. Like that was the biggest thing with Race Week. Like we are going to miss them so much. It actually makes us sick that we're going to miss them.
We're going to miss all the little special magnets we get to place everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, and you haven't quite given up your hotels. So
I know.
I mean, you can cruise along. It'll be the most expensive. Go get your T-shirts. They're the most expensive T-shirts you've ever paid for.
Yeah.
So, at least show up.
I know. I tried. I don't think he's going to let me do it. I tried.
What about Kendall's getting to be the age for Junior Street?
Oh, God, don't say that.
13 to 16. Riding shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
You ride shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
And she can't go quicker than 9 flat in the 8th mile.
That would be a good thing with the truck. If we can get this truck built, it's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, she's.
We'll put her in the Camaro.
No, she's too little. That is something I thought. Like she's finally kind of taking an interest in it again. For a couple of years there, she wanted nothing, but she actually traveled just with him to a couple races in the last couple of years with just her and him, and she's kind of became his little crew chief. So I'm hoping she'll want to do that.
That could be a thing.
Yep.
Keep that in mind. It's such a cool program. And
I almost think that would be more fun than actually, racing at times.
Mm-hmm. And that was going to be one of my questions for you guys, because I've seen it from both ends now, and I mean, between you and me and the 6 people watching, which one's your mom and one's my girlfriend, my fiance. What would you rather watch someone race than actually race yourself? At times?
I'm at the point I think I would rather do that. For me, the enjoyment has always been, how do I get the car to go down the track?
The tuning.
And really, on the Camaro, it's got an air shifter, it's got traction control, it's got everything else.
Yeah,
button, and that pass is set.
You're along for the ride.
Exactly. And it's very easy to drive, very uneventful most times. And I get more enjoyment anymore out of the chassis setup, the tuning and all that versus actually racing the car, as bad as that sounds.
No, I get it. I totally get it. And I'm kind of in the same world with Stevie. Like I kind of like setting the car up and getting it ready for her. And, what do you think about this? How does it do this? How is it making this happen? And I mean, we're in a way, that thing runs 14s. I mean, it's just not the same thing, but it's fun. And it's so enjoyable watching like your person do their thing, especially. Yep. And like, that was going to be which do you prefer to be a pilot or a co-pilot on a drag and drive?
And that's tough. I've been a co-pilot in a while, but when I was, I'll tell you what, it's nice to get to the track, sit back, maybe have a drink, pound on the keyboard a little bit and just send it. It's much more laid back and enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't have a lot of fun racing it, which I truly do, but I didn't realize it until last year. We have done RaceWeek and everything else where RaceWeek is very intensive. It's like you got to go, 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 go. It's 200 degrees out. You got to get to the track, get stuff changed, so forth.
Right.
We did Street and Yeet and Matt Lang's event, the Back to the Streets. Those are much more kind of laid back type events.
Totally.
Doing those really made me appreciate kind of the more laid back atmosphere, the enjoyable part of it. It's something that I think I was missing for a lot of years was, you got to enjoy yourself.
It's supposed to be fun.
Exactly.
Like winning is cool,
but it will kick your ass
left and right. It is. And that's, I mean,
the drives are long.
That shit's brutal. I mean,
It is.
and it's brutal in something with AC that all the windows roll up all the way in. I mean, yeah, I couldn't even imagine.
Yep.
Couldn't even imagine.
That's what I was going to say. He's like, oh, being a co-pilot would be relaxing. I don't ever feel like being a co-pilot with you is relaxing because as soon as we get to the track, Amanda, get to work.
Right.
I mean, I slept under a car in Pueblo because I was so exhausted. You know what I'm saying?
So Amanda, what do you prefer? Would you rather be a pilot or a co-pilot?
I prefer being a co-pilot. Like, I've loved watching the success he's had doing it. Like, I will admit, even I typically don't watch when he goes down the track, though. I usually turn away. It's gotten so fast, it actually makes me nervous. We've seen too many friends have issues and have accidents.
Understood.
Especially with no prep. You know, not as much race week, but, you know, with no prep stuff, it's gotten stupid fast.
Right.
But I still appreciate being the co-pilot and watching, you know, when we see that board light up with something and he's done a new best, especially when we hit the street and eat at 499, his first 5.0, but it was at, I don't know, 1 mile an hour. So when he coasted, I'm like, he hit a new best. And everyone's like, I think he broke. And I said, but he still hit his new best.
But he got his new best, right. Right.
So that's been the best for me is watching him succeed at that. So.
Hell yeah. Mary wants to know about the time you killed the Camaro with her foot.
I can recall that one very well.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm one of those driving down the highway during the drag and drive events.
Oh, I remember this.
I watch every gauge.
Yeah.
If
right,
oil
like
pressure
laser.
drops 1 PSI, I'm freaking out. So I finally set up just a blank screen with dummy lights on the digital dash. But we're driving. I'm like, yeah, this is good. Finally feeling comfortable with the car. We're going to make it. All of a sudden, it shuts off. Middle of the highway, 60 miles an hour.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't know what the hell's going on. She ended up kicking the kill switch on the dash.
With my foot. Well, it was by my foot. It's in the middle. Like, don't put it there. It scared the shit out of me. I thought I broke the car.
I think it was on the last day, like the home stretch. Like, man, this is great. We're going to do well.
Right. And I think you were probably going to win. And right. I can attest to that. I have a great story. I think I've told it on That's Cool Drink. I don't know if I have yet or not, but not long ago, I think it was last year, and it may have been Rocky Mountain last year. I think it was, or maybe it was Race Week last year, because we were in the mountains for Race Week last year. Right. I think that was it. We stopped to get gas and whatever. We're doing our thing, and we drive away, and I don't know, we're 20 minutes away from the gas station. And I look down, and we have like no gas. So I'm like, oh my God, we're like pouring gas. Like this thing has got to be like just streaming gas out of the bottom of it. Like this thing is like a bomb. Like we need to maybe pull over now. But I'm like, I can't smell it. And I'm doing like the, like what in the hell is going? I just never put gas in it. I didn't ever pump gas. I put the nozzle in. And I found out because I stopped at a gas station and I'm looking underneath. I didn't park next to the tanks or the pumps because if it was a bomb, I didn't want it next to other flammable bombs. I mean, duh. So I pulled it near people because that's what you do is you kill people and not
if I'm just gonna take things. I'm gonna take all you with me.
Yeah, exactly. Looking all over it, I mean, just nothing is going on. And I checked my bank account and it has like a authorization, but no money. So I just didn't pump gas into my car because I'm a moron.
It ain't got no gas.
I know the problem with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Man. Well, we're an hour in. I am going to run through my questions. So if you got questions in the comments section, start throwing them up there, and let's get those answered as well. But 9 flat in the 8th is like 80 miles an hour.
Slow, Scott. You need to step up those numbers.
Yeah, not fast. So, but putting your kid, that's I think he's going back to Junior Street.
Yeah, yeah.
But 80 for a 13-year-old is quick.
It is. It is.
Yeah. It's a cool deal. Check out with your local track and see if they do Junior Street. They have to get a license, so your kid will ride with you for I think 5 passes. You can take them for rides to show them the track and things like that. They have to ride with you for 5 passes, and then they have to ride with a track official for 1 pass. And the first couple of passes are partial passes. You just do like little bits, and it's a lot of familiarity and stuff like that. It's a very cool program, and it's in a regular, everyday, daily driver car. You can do it at anything, as long as it's not 9 flat or quicker. And honestly, that would be like you would have to have something modified. A regular, everyday street car will not run 9 flat in the 8th mile. So, yeah. Adam wants to know when you're racing with him again.
He's been the lone wolf here lately.
Adam has been the lone wolf, and you know he's got that S10 just doing a lot of work. He's racing the crap out of that thing.
He needs to get corporate back together and do some dragon drives with us.
I think that's a good plan. Does he still own that car?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. We've been pressuring him to get it done, but
Public pressure, Adam Hodson. Get it done.
When I heard that he was coming on a Rocky Mountain Race Week, I really hoped that he was bringing corporate. And he didn't. And I was upset about it. But, yeah.
Well, he did the 1 year and he broke.
He did the 1 year, though, didn't he?
Yeah, it broke.
He did that 1 year.
Yeah. And then we had the fun cars.
Oh.
We had the fun cars the following
I remember that year well now.
year.
Yeah. Definitely need to. Let's do it.
I'm ready
man.
to get back to racing. I just got to get a motor in this thing.
Yep. Oh, you drove it all the way there.
Yeah, that's when he broke. Yeah. And he was screwed.
Against the better judgment of his friends who told him don't do that. He did it. And it may have bit him in the ass.
That happens. That will happen. Okay. Tell me about the one that got away. What car did you sell or crash or whatever that you shouldn't have?
Oh, the one that got away. You know, I really haven't had a whole lot of cars. You know,
It's kind of a theme.
it is. I kind of
A lot of these car guys like have the car and they just that's it.
You know, I did have a 1978 GMC Caballero. She hates the damn thing.
I hate the damn thing.
But it was a farm truck of my uncle's and ended up going through. That was the first car I ever went through and restored.
It's not a car, it's a truck. Since it's
So
the
a 78
El
Caballero is an El Camino. It's
Yeah,
a
it is.
GMC's version of an El Camino,
Yes,
and
yes.
it's a G.
The only car GMC ever produced.
Yeah,
to my knowledge.
yeah.
But-
They had the Sprint earlier.
Oh, good
The
point.
A body. It would have been
Yes.
like in the 60, like 68 to 72.
Yep.
So
Good
they
point.
may have had the El Camino, maybe, and it may just have been like a dealer option or something. It may be like the only factor. Who knows? But I'm a G body dude. I don't know if you know that.
A little bit.
Yeah, big fan of the Caballero because I like the GMCs because they're different because they're not a Chevrolet.
Yep.
There, you know, sadly enough, though, you pull the GMC badge off the grill, it says Chevrolet behind it.
Yeah, it's the same junk, and right, exactly, but it's still GMC.
Yes. But
That's right.
that one, I ended up restoring it, body, interior, chrome engine bay, painted engine bay, and then sold it to get a 12-bolt rear end for the Camaro. And that's one that it was an awesome cruiser. It wasn't fast, 241 gears on a
Oh yeah,
I think it had a 350 small block, if I remember right. But it was a fun cruiser.
and Amanda
I
hated
miss
it.
that car.
I know.
Stevie is also not a fan of the El Camino because occasionally I'm like, "Here's the plan: we get an El Camino," and she's like, "Stop, no."
Yeah. No.
I come up with weird diabolical plans every once in a while that typically
Dragon
just
Drive
involve
would
a
be
lot of money.
great.
Right.
No, because you have to unload it. Like,
Well,
no.
I'm thinking because now we need to travel to race. our closest racetrack is like 3 hours away.
Mhm.
So I'm like, an El Camino tow rig that tows whatever else. And then the El Camino can also run 12s or whatever.
Yes.
So I can race the El Camino. She can race whatever I tow to the racetrack with the El Camino. And then we load it all back up when we go home. But she doesn't want to ride in an El Camino ever. So we're out.
I'm with
I
I think I just heard Duramax powered El Camino.
I mean, with a gooseneck,
Yes.
what could go wrong?
Nothing.
This is perfect. This
You
is
don't
perfect.
need this negativity in your life. Just
I do
it.
not. This is such a good idea. Yeah, she gave me the green pukey face
Oh, I'm
emoji.
so
If I squint, that's the thumbs up, Adam.
That's right. Jessica's out too. She doesn't like the gooseneck El Camino that
we know
runs
how this
that.
is.
Yeah, that is Duramax powered and runs 12s. I don't understand what the problem is. It's just not. See, and Dash has got the wiring for a trailer in his El Camino already. So I mean,
Done.
we're like halfway there. We pretty much have this built. It's basically done. So let's make that happen. That is what I'm talking about. Ed Hohenberg says that Stevie is not your cousin. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. This is my favorite question. Favorite drag and drive car that's not yours. Of any drag and drive that's ever occurred in the entirety of the world since 2005. And it doesn't even have to have like completed one. But like if you could put one in your garage right now.
Man, for me it would have to be I'm trying to remember his name. Friends with him on Facebook. Blue GTS Viper.
Okay. Yep.
I cannot remember. Blue GTS
Andy.
White Stripes.
Andy is his name. No, that's not right.
No.
I know what you're talking about. David Smith.
David Smith. Yes.
David Smith.
You know, that is my ultimate dream car right there. And when I saw that thing on drag and drive setup, that just hit a soft spot on me. I love that thing.
He wants one of those. Like that's all he's talked about since we've
Yes.
been married is a blue and white striped Viper, and yeah.
But the other one, who is it? It's got Steve Morris motor in it now. I think it did. Did it do Sick Week? It was a GTS setup.
Oh yes, it did have, and an SMX in it too.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't remember. I don't know if it finished, but I'm not sure who that is. But yes,
I'm gonna have to
I
go
know
with David Smith then.
David Smith.
You know, that's
Love
one
it.
of my favorite.
Love it.
You?
Oh, my favorite is Bill Leaks with his little Roadster. Like, was it 2 years ago he had the Roadster?
Yeah, that is a badass car.
I love that car.
He still has that car.
Yes, I saw it the other day, and I still told him, I said, that's still my favorite car. And yeah, if he
Yeah.
ever wants to sell it, I'm all for it. So
That thing is super cool. It's like a E-Rod LS3. So it's like a plug and play, like drop it in. It's got a tuned GM computer for it. It's got cats and everything, so it'll pass emissions in Colorado, which is stupid, but it's the whole like you drop it in and it runs.
Yeah.
And he's got that, and I think it's got a TKX or maybe a T56. I can't remember which one. Can't remember which one he put in it, but it's got a stick shift, and it ran in the 10s.
Yep.
It's a little factory 5 kit car, so it weighs like nothing.
Yep.
Fun fact, he's an air traffic controller.
Yep.
He lives about an hour and a half from Denver International Airport. He drives that to the airport all the time. Constantly drives that to the airport. It's the funniest thing, and it's teeny. It's a 30. You can look him up. Factory 5. It's a 33 or 32, something like that coupe kit car, and he is 6'4", and like probably 260 or 270. Like he's not
built like a truck. So,
right. He's big. He's a big dude, and like I jack with him that he has to like zipper it around him, and he rode on race week with his like larger friend of his in that thing.
Yep.
And yeah, we were like, there were some jokes. It was good. Yeah. Oh, Ned Dunphy. That's totally it. Ned Dunphy has the SMX one.
Cool.
Yep.
Ed Hohenberg says Ned Dunphy. Okay. Yeah, Ned Dunphy has the SMX Viper. So you can have David Smith or Ned Dunphy, either way. But and then the best part with Bill Leake's Factory 5 Roadster or 33 is you can just order one. So that's easy. So
there you go. Yeah, I was always a 32 Ford girl too before I kind of got into my stuff. So I always liked the old stuff.
I mean, and he bought that. That ended up being a really good deal for him. He bought it as it was a complete car, and the guy took it apart to paint it and lost interest.
Huh.
And so he was like, he scooped it up, brought it home, painted it, and he did that as a single stage, like enamel, flat green, like olive drab green, and did the beadlock NASCAR wheels on it, and was just like, I hope this works. I don't know if it's gonna, but I hope it works. And I agree, that car is cool as can be.
I remember he parked next to us at Pueblo and looked over that car a lot, and that thing is badass.
It's
even
really
power
cool.
Steering on it was that was a neat touch on it.
Yeah, electric power steering. It's got that huge Holly dash in it. And it's pretty slick. Favorite racetrack?
Oh,
ever. Doesn't need to be a drag and drive track. Just what's your favorite racetrack?
Are you thinking? I'll let you
I'm
think.
thinking.
All right. My favorite, and this is going back to NMCA days. This is going way back, is Norwalk in Ohio. That's just a cool place to be able to race. That was always my favorite. So.
Hell yeah. P.S. While he's thinking, I've started doing a little bit of announcing for those guys. So.
Oh, really?
NMCA and NMRA.
NMRA stuff. I thought I'd seen that. So
yeah. So yeah, basically stuff that Derek can't do.
Yeah.
I've started to kind of get into that world, and I love it. It's so much fun. Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting to the nasty stuff.
We might blow away.
Yeah, we might blow away. Just think of a track yet?
I think I have.
I think it's in the Carolinas. I think you like Shady Side.
Shady Side was cool,
and the one we didn't get to run at Carolina, but we didn't get as much of it.
But the one that always stands out in my mind is Oklahoma. Thunder Valley, yeah.
Okay.
That one it's got so much heritage, and it's one of those tracks. It's a bucket list track. They run some of the best no prep events there and so forth. So that one, when we got to do that on Race Week, that was definitely a bucket list item. Now the other one though would be the one airstrip where the wreck happened.
Oh,
Julesburg.
Yes, Julesburg. That track is badass.
Yeah, he wishes he could have.
I so wish I could have ran the Camaro at that one.
So they had their best weekend probably ever this last weekend. Obviously, Bandimere closed. So it's them and Pueblo, and then Pueblo had the surface issues, so they had to cancel the first little bit of their season. So Julesburg got hammered. And they had like 322 cars, like more than they've ever had ever. And it's that small little like five people work there. Is it? And they had their biggest weekend ever this last weekend. And shout out to Julesburg. Those guys laid it down. And it's an emergency airstrip still. It's not, I don't think it's used during the week typically, but like some of the farmers can use it and whatnot, but it's no kidding. When you race, it has the yellow X on the front because people could land on it.
Yes.
Normally. And it's gangster. All the timing is up by the starting line. You don't really even know where the finish line's at. It's a cool little track. And
Yes.
I love me some Julesburg, man. It's
And it kills me every time we go from Kearney to Bandimere.
When you pass
That
it.
drive,
You pass it.
always pass it. It's
Yep.
like, oh, I want to stop.
and they were running last time.
Yep.
Actually,
Yes.
they were shut down for lunch
Yep.
last time, and when we got there, and we pulled in, and he was like, "All right, what's it take to get it? Get to be a stop on here again?"
Uh-huh.
And like, well, you need walls and you need
Walls.
lights,
Yep.
and that's
overrated.
and that, I mean, and I mean, just for what we do, and that was an eye opener for Matt as it was for Amanda. I mean, that's we just need it,
Yep.
and it's I again with you. I mean, my cars, who cares?
Yeah.
But your car, lights and walls could be good.
Yeah.
We've ran down some real sketchy shit nights.
Well, that's you. That's you.
Yeah. Well, they're still open, and if you ever want to race, you let me know. That is still my. I think that's tied for my closest racetrack still. So, it's tied for my closest quarter-mile racetrack.
Yeah.
So if you want to go, you let me know when you're gonna be there.
It's
I'll bring something stick shifty and we'll party.
about what 16-hour drive.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh, good.
It's only 6 for me, so I
Man.
mean
Gosh.
we're easy. We're good to go.
Complain. We can't complain.
Yeah.
We answered this earlier, but trailer or no trailer?
Oh, we're
100%
we're
trailer. I don't want to
Yep.
mess with unloading the car. There's enough work to be had.
Yep. And there you are, doing
Yep.
it at the street and yeet.
And that
With the
little
trailer.
jet ski trailer has come in handy over the years. It looks like shit, but it keeps going.
Yep.
I mean, that's story of my life.
Well, that's the big thing too. I feel like a lot of these people, when they get into it, they feel like they're looking for these $3,000-$4,000 trailers. Go build it. I don't know how many times they said, "Go buy a trailer." You can build them suckers. It's not that difficult,
And
So,
and you don't. I mean, you don't need fancy.
nope.
It just like the bearings and axle and stuff are important. Like that stuff needs to stay alive.
Yep.
But the rest of it's just basically keeping your stuff out of the rain and
Yep.
moving it from point A to point B.
Yep.
I've got the banana hammock. I freaking love the banana hammock. It's if you haven't seen it, because I haven't had it out for a couple of years, it's just a rooftop like tent like container thing that opens on a little trailer, and it's an old U.S. made trailer. It's still got U.S. bearings in it and stuff. So every time I used it before, I would just take them out and grease them and stuff just to keep them alive, because there's no way you can find U.S. stuff for that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's got like the tires are like 12 inches tall, and I drive real fucking fast. So,
Yep.
so they're probably glowing red hot after each event, but I try to keep that thing alive. But yes, I got that. I think I paid $160 for that thing, and I brought it on 3 or 4
Yep.
Dragon drives, and it's a little worse for wear, but I'm with you. Like, just pick something up. It just needs to stay alive for 1,000 miles. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
It's fine.
Whoever owned it before you probably did way more than that. So
Yeah.
you just keep it alive for 1,000 miles. It's easy.
Yep.
Pack the bearings full of grease and let it rip.
Yep.
Exactly. And it just makes it so much easier when you get to the racetrack, especially if you're running late. And especially if it's like a race week style event where it's race, you drive in the morning, race at night, you might have problems on the road. You might be pulling in there and need to turn the thing to make a pass in 20 minutes, and you have one shot.
Yep.
And if you got to unload all your junk out of the back of your car, you're going to be in bad shape.
100%.
My last question, and if you got any more to ask, go ahead and throw them up here and we'll do it. But I wanted to real quick, before I ask my last one, thank you guys for being on.
Definitely. No,
This has
thanks for having us.
This has been super cool. And, I know, again, you guys have a ton going on your plate. If you're just now tuning in, they got a ton going on. Building the house, building a race car, building top engine covers and raising a kid. And, working jobs and living life and doing things. There's a lot going on in your lives right now. So I know your time is precious, so I appreciate you guys coming on and partying with me for a little bit.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
It was super cool. But my last question, and again, if you got one to throw up in there in the comments, go ahead and do it. What advice do you have for a newbie? Someone just getting ready to get into drag and drive, and maybe not at your level, maybe at your level, who knows? What would you tell a guy like, man, I want to do what you do?
And first and foremost, I would say just do it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times in life, you overthink things, you scare yourself out of doing things. If you always try to think you have to be number one, you're not going to do it. So it's just get out there and try it. It's you're going to fuck some stuff up, you're going to break some stuff, you're going to learn along the way, but that's part of the learning curve. It's
Right.
Just get out there and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll enjoy it at the end of the day, whether you break or complete. You'll be better in the future for it. So that would
Hell
be
yeah.
my biggest advice.
Nice.
Yeah. I think my only thing I would add to that is it's kind of get in where you fit in. I know there's been a lot over the years. When we started Rocky Mountain, you could get in. It wasn't a big deal. So that became where we fit in. Nowadays it's very hard, and you'll get those people that get frustrated. Well, I can't get in. Find where you fit in there.
Go.
The positive of drag and drive is it has grown immensely. Support those new events. Support the events that are near you.
Right.
Like that's why Travis is big on back to the streets, because Matt Lang has really been pushing that in Michigan. So we've been trying to help him on that and stuff, but they're everywhere. Help support those local ones. It may not be the Hot Rod Drag Week or the Rocky Mountain or the Sick Week. Start small, because that's the best way to get your feet wet, to see before you go to one of these big events, spend the money, and have something happen, support your local guys first. So
I say that all the time. There's 50 of them.
yeah.
Like, I get you're pissed that you didn't get into this one, but
Yep.
like, dude, go to one of them.
Yep.
I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, your odds are really, really, really good. You won't have a bad time.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, no matter what
no matter what you do, no matter which one you go to, no matter what you heard about this guy, about this thing, whatever. If you go in with an open mind and just do it, and a lot of what I hear on this, 42 episodes now, and a lot of what I hear is just go do it.
Yep.
And that happens a lot. And I always have to add is your car's never going to be perfect.
Nope.
No.
You can make a list in your head of like, I have to have this and this and this and this and this done. But everyone that you talk to has not completed everything on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because at some point you have to pull the plug and just go try it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've done everything I can. I for sure have set myself up for success, even without this and this and this. Let's go see if it does it.
Yep.
If you put a list on your car that, okay, I'm ready, it's perfect, and you don't complete it and you continue to miss events, they're going to outrun you.
Yep.
And that's if you're going for performance or not. I mean, the event may come and go. There may be one in your backyard, and it may only be around for 2 years,
Yep.
and you missed it because you were trying to make your car perfect, or
Yep.
you had a competitive car, and now you're not, because 3 years have passed and everyone's making 2,500 horsepower.
Yep.
It's just, yes, go, for crying out loud, show up and go do it. And I don't care if you've got something stock, like show up once and go do it and try it. Hooked, done. Done. Promise you. And
one thing to touch on that I learned this past year is, for a lot of the stuff we did, we got so caught up into we got to go out to win,
Mm-hmm.
Then finally this past year, I said, fuck it, I'm going to go out to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
right.
And that mindset changed everything. It made
Right.
things more enjoyable. It's what happens. You're there to have a good time. You're not there to always win, take first place. That stuff's great. But, looking back on things, I'd rather have a good time with friends and enjoy my time there than beat the shit out of myself.
Right. Right.
So-
Exactly. That's the stuff you'll remember in further into the future anyway, is the time you had with your friends. It's just going to be, you may not even remember who was doing what or when. It's just going to be, you remember that time at Street and Yeet when we were in the parking lot. I mean, shoot, at RaceWeek, we had like basically our own little parking lot party. I was like, hey, I'm drinking beers if anyone wants to come over. And you guys were like, hey, we're there. Let's go.
Yeah, that was great.
And we had the best time. We had the best time. It was so much fun. I had so many dead bugs on the front of my car. It was wild. But, no, that was super good. That's that stuff. Like,
that's what makes these events, though.
Right. And that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, winning is great. That's cherry on top. Good for you. I hope you win. I hope everyone wins. But like, only a handful of people are going to win.
Yep.
So if every other person in the event goes home feeling disappointed about not being one of those 5 people, there's 195 upset people. Like, that ain't it.
Yep.
That ain't it. Those 5 people will be really, really happy. Guaranteed. But everyone else needs to be at least as happy with the stuff they just did. Because it's so distilled down right now. There's so many events that this is a normal thing now. Everyone's just, oh, well, whatever. I got a drag and drive car. But this stuff's hard.
Yep.
This stuff is hard. And like, if you ain't having fun doing this with as hard as it is, then rethink.
No.
Yeah.
Well, this has been our vacation. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, the last year I guess it was 2021 was the one year we actually took a vacation. And where did we end up? Watching RaceWeek in Pueblo during our vacation.
Exactly.
So you better have fun if that's your vacation for the summer.
Exactly. And Ed Hohenberg makes a great point that lasting class sometimes gets prizes. I mean, it's And John Stonecipher had fun one time.
There we go.
Yeah, and that's totally it. If you aren't having fun doing this, and honestly, like, these are so much fun that, like, if you don't find some time to have fun during one of these, then you're dead. Like, sorry, pal. There's no pleasing you, because this is the most fun you can have with your pants on. I say it all the time. It's great. This is so much fun. So,
but what if we were doing this without our pants on?
I pretty much do most of my work without my pants on.
This brings up what's in his briefcase. You know,
you were the first people I've ever told what was in my briefcase.
I know. And that was a big deal that year.
Yeah.
So,
yep. I'm just saying. And Sharon Klausner says, if you're not having fun, then you're wrong.
It's true.
Oh, and Pat Cook even says a Hayabusa isn't really that much easier than a Grom.
Nothing Pat does is easy. That guy is
my
the
God.
man.
That dude's
Those bike guys are insane.
That dude's and he's extra insane.
750 for a long time, and there's no freaking way I would take that thing on and drag and drive.
Could you imagine on a Grom? It goes like 60. Period.
Oh my God.
And we were at like 10,000 feet, and dude, that thing makes like 12 horsepower. At 10,000 feet, it makes like 8 horsepower.
And he was freezing his ass off too.
Right, man. Yeah, that's that's no joke.
Yeah, your kahunas hang a little lower after you make that trip.
No, I mean, you maybe need to go see a therapist because, like, I mean, self-harm is not. We don't condone that here on That's Cool Drink. And driving a Grom in 30 degrees at 10,000 feet qualifies as self-harm. Yeah. So I'm out.
True that.
Oh man, he did 2,400 miles on a Hayabusa for the circuit. Drove it there, did the event, and drove it home.
Oof.
You're an idiot, but I love you for it. Well, guys, that's it. An hour and a half went like that. You guys are getting sucked up in a tornado.
It is past bedtime.
I know. I appreciate you guys sitting down with me. This has been super cool.
Definitely.
This has been so
Oh
much
yeah,
fun.
appreciate it, Adam.
Yeah, we're gonna miss everybody this year. You know, it's gonna be rough at the end of June, so we'll be watching for sure.
It's part of the deal, and you'll have a live stream, and it's free.
I'll be watching.
It'll be on Bang Shift, and you guys know I do even special shout outs for Kendall on the live stream once in a while. I'm Team Martin, so Kendall gets shout outs on the live stream, and the Martins might as well.
I even tried to pull her in for a little bit, but she's, that 12-year-old preteen. She's like, Mom. I was like,
I don't want to be on some idiot's podcast.
I know.
It's going to suck, but hopefully next year, luck of the draw, we can get back in.
Well, and Mega Week, I think your odds are good because they're not going to let people do double entries.
Okay.
So
I was curious about that. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to hand pick a few, and they're going to need to be like, not high-end car. Like, there's just no way you can't.
Yeah.
You couldn't do both in one day unless you've got your stuff kind of set. So odds are really good for next year that the gates will open back up, and then we'll kind of do our thing, and we'll see what happens. I do know Travis, so Julesburg is looking at getting walls done. So
let's keep the excitement there.
That might end up in the future as a race week spot, which could be that brings it back to the mountains again.
Yeah,
that would be badass.
Yeah, and it would give you a chance to race at the track, and it would give Amanda a chance to have a heart attack. Every pass you made at that track.
All good. Maybe throw her in the car, let her go.
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, that's something they have been working on. That Todd, the guy that runs that track, made a post recently about it, and he was like, "Guys, I love this sport, and I love this track, and I love these people." And he has over $250,000 of his own dollars in that racetrack, and he doesn't own it. But there's a lot of that's happening. That he's like, I want to make this the coolest place that it can be. And so that may be in the in not the 25 but the 26 range if Bandamere doesn't have anything reset. And if Bandamere does something again, it'll be awesome, but it's going to be right there. It's going to be that same thing.
Yep.
So whatever, we'll figure it out, but hopefully we get you back for 25, and then hopefully that gives you an entry for 26, because we miss you guys. We need to have you back.
I'm eager to party. I like it too much.
I can't wait. But guys, thanks so much again for joining me here. And Zach says if Julesburg comes back, he's going to make you melt your car in the staging lanes while they clean up your oil down, trying to catch you.
What? Oh, come on now, Zach. Looks like I ain't chipping your spark plug holder out.
Yeah.
Mine now.
Oh, actually, you can probably engrave some extra stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? But that said, guys, like I said, thank you guys so much. Aaron Teeter, Army Days. That's good stuff. I used to haze him by telling him to levitate. He wouldn't do it. Stand in the corner and levitate or do push-ups. Nice. Well, guys, thanks again for tuning in. I'm going to throw you in the background real quick. Say goodbye to everybody, and I'll bring you back on, and we'll do a quick good night, and then you guys can go to bed.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, guys. That was so much fun, you guys. Wow. The Martins. So much fun. Like I say a lot, we get a lot of time to spend like 5 minutes with these people or 10 minutes with these people. Getting to spit for an hour and a half, spit for an hour and a half. I've only had 2 beers, I promise you. With these folks is so much fun. Man, what a good night. Great time. Thanks for all the interaction on the chat bleachers out there. You guys are really, really cool. Lots of my regular kind of Facebook folks checking in and checking that stuff out. Cruise over real quick. Do me a favor. Cruise over to my YouTube page and subscribe. Give me a quick subscribe on that. I'm working my way because I don't have a job to try to monetize this as well. So even if it's $20, $20 is $20, and then I don't have to pick up the guy from DoorDash that wants me to take him home when I bring him food. So that's rock bottom. We're trying to avoid rock bottom. So cruise over, give me a subscribe on YouTube, and thanks again for checking this out. Thanks again to the Martins for staying up late and through a what sounds like tornado and thunderstorm and all sorts of crazy stuff in Indiana. That's what you get in Indiana is rusty cars and tornadoes, I guess. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for all your support as we do this deal. Next week, I've got Gary Putnam on. That's going to be awesome. The following week is six summer, and then a quick week off, and then I will be on Rocky Mountain Race Week. So lots and lots of cool stuff coming up. The week between 6 Summer and Rocky Mountain Race Week, I've got Danny Romansky and Michaela Marietta on. So that's going to be very cool. Michaela Marietta was my first Young Gun winner, and Danny is her stepdad, and he's got the 67 Chevelle that isn't Corey Thompson's, but they look exactly the same from behind. So that's fun. But it's quick. It's fun. They're cool people. So guys, that said, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks again to the Martins for staying up. We will see you next week. I'm Adam Dory, Gary Putnam on next week. This is That's Cool Drink, episode 42, and we are